Mick, thank you. Do we call you Mattress or do we call you Mick?
You can call me Mattress Mick.
Mattress Mick. Okay,
Yeah.
just call you Mattress Mick, right?
Yes, whatever.
Okay, thank you very much for allowing us into your domain here, and we're going to get a few insights of it that we can share with the lads. So, what is the story? Where did Mattress Mick come from? Who is Mattress Mick?
Well, Mattress Mick is a guy called Michael Flynn, right?
Right.
And Michael Flynn has been around for, 60 years, near enough, right?
40 plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has been in business all his life. His family were always self-employed people. And when I left school, I went to Sing Street. I got a job in a bank, and I loved it because what I was doing was buying and selling money, other people's money. But it gave me a great insight into what I wanted to do. I wanted to trade. I wanted to be a wheeler dealer.
Right.
And the family had a shop in Pearse Street, and it's still there. It was known as Mickey Flynn's. It was a drapery store which my grandfather started in 1922. And he used to sell these fishermen's outfitters, the yellow waders and the yellow coats. And then he evolved into the general drapery business. And there was a house behind the shop, and that's where where my father grew up. My mother's people had a pub down in the Quays, down in Sir John Rogerson's Quay, called Smith's. So I think my mother and father must have met.
Somewhere in the
middle, yeah. Probably go to Mass in Westland Row.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got married, and they had me. I'm one of four. I've got unfortunately, one of my sisters passed away earlier this year, but I have one sister, Catherine, who's still alive, and my brother Brian. So there was four in the family. But I left the bank. I wasn't happy working in the bank. Well, sorry, I was, but I wasn't fulfilling myself.
Yeah.
So I left the bank and I went and I worked in the shop in Pearse Street. I saw an opportunity. The drapery business was dying. Like Dunn Stores, Pennies, were all opening in the city centre. So our business was failing. It was dropping off, and I could see it. So
when was this? What year,
this would have been 35, 40 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I left the bank and I said I'd go in and take over the shop, but I saw an opportunity to sell furniture. There was no furniture retailer from Cleary's in O'Connell Street right out to Blackrock. There was nobody in the middle.
Yeah.
So I started buying in furniture, and it worked. People started coming to me, and it did very well. Then I also applied for a bottled gas agency called Airgas. They had just launched in Dublin. So I was selling bottled gas, furniture and drapery out of the one store.
Nice variety.
But what I did was I offered a delivery service for the bottled gas. And I got radio. There were no mobile phones, so I got these radio control systems, something like what the guards used to have years ago. And people would ring in, and I had 3 vans circling Dublin with bottles of gas. So they'd ring in, bottle of gas to wherever. So the van would be there straight away. And I built up a great load or a great run in that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I had these like pickups. They were FSOs. They were Russian built,
right.
But they worked, and they were cheap. So I did very, very well out of that, and I was selling the Super Sare heaters and the cookers and everything else. Then the furniture business, I expanded that. I opened another store in Georgia Street. There was a hardware store in Georgia Street. Many people might remember this, called Dockrell's, and it closed down. And a guy called Pat Quinn, who started the Super Quinsworth it was, sorry, he took a lease on it and he let it out to small businesses. And I took a unit in that, and it was very, very successful. Very successful. And it worked very well. So I then kept expanding, which was great. And I was enjoying myself, and I was doing very, very well. But I made a couple of mistakes. I diversified into the grocery business. I opened a Mace branded store in Ringsend, and it worked. It was very, very well. It was the first type of open store to be opened in that area. Like when I say open store, like the shelves were like a walk around mini market.
Yeah.
And it went very well. And I then opened a second one in Pearse Street. So I was very, very busy, but I also took my eye off the ball. I got a little bit, I suppose, too content or too complacent, and things went wrong. I was enjoying myself. I had plenty of money, and it was.
This
great.
is back now.
Back way
early
back.
80s,
Yeah. So I got myself into trouble, and I'd bought a house in Sandymount while things were going very, very well. But unfortunately, when I got into trouble, I'm the kind of guy, I didn't want any baggage. So I just spoke to all of my suppliers. It was only the grocery business that got into trouble, not the furniture business. And I spoke to them. I said, look, I'll sell my house and clear you all off. And I did.
Right.
So I sold the house and I paid them all off. And I said, I'll agree with you now. If I can't clear you out of the sale of the house, forget about it. So do a deal with me. I wasn't carrying any more baggage.
Yeah.
So it worked. So I sold the house. Kept going then with the furniture
Where'd you
business.
live?
Sandymount.
No, where did you live? Where did you move to when you sold the house?
Clontarf. I had to rent a house out in Clontarf.
Right, so you sold the family home and then rented the house.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, interesting.
But I did it.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
You know, and I wanted a clean slate. And I developed in the furniture business, kept going. And eventually I got a store in the Northside Shopping Centre up in Coolock.
Just up the way here.
Yeah, I got a good lease there. And that I was there for 26 years. And during that 26 years, I opened one in Donamead Shopping Centre. I'd one in Capel Street. I'd one in Ockram Street.
And what were your brand? What was the name of the company?
It was Northside Furniture.
Right.
Northside Furniture. So everything was going great again. And then in 2008, 2009, when the recession hit, I ended up with big leases, high rents, and all my furniture business just died. But I made another mistake. I held on too long. I put my money into the business to try to save it because I believed that I could do it.
So all the reserves and profits you'd built up over the years, you were then pumping them back in.
Pumped it back into Northside Furniture Limited, but it was too late.
Right.
Like the landlords wanted their rent, the service charges were astronomical, and sales were just dropping.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd liquidate Northside Furniture, and I did a proper liquidation. You know, I went through the whole process, but it was a very, very hard thing to do because you're sitting there in a hotel room with people who owe you, and it was really, really difficult. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because out of the ashes of Northside Furniture came me, Mattress Mick.
Right. Had Michael Flynn from Northside Furniture got the long hair and all that?
He had, yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. But he could never put himself out there because, like, Northside Furniture was the name of the company.
Yeah.
It wasn't Michael Flynn.
Yeah.
But by evolving into this Mattress Mick brand, I could then become
the brand.
Me. Yeah. Now, at the time, I really no money. So I had three choices. I could use me, I could use an actor, or I could use a cartoon. But I decided to use me because I'm me.
Yeah.
And I gave me an opportunity to put my personality out there. So I was very fortunate. I didn't have any money, but one night I was in a pub in Clontarf, and I met a guy called Paul Kelly, and who knew me from Pier Street. Now, I didn't know him from Adam. Yeah. And he started talking to me. He started telling one another our stories. And he had a lot of issues going on as well. And he was very familiar with social media, YouTube. And I hadn't got a clue.
Right.
It wasn't my thing. And we got together. I told him what I was thinking of doing. So we started doing these videos on social media. And we put them up on YouTube. And they worked. And then we also went on what I called a guerrilla marketing campaign. We put up posters everywhere in Dublin. Any empty sign, any empty shop front, any empty anything, we put a sign up. And it worked. People began to get to notice us.
Right.
And we also got into a bit of trouble with Dublin County Council. They would send me a lot of fines for litter.
Right.
They call me litter. Can you imagine that?
Terrible.
But I never paid any of them. Right. Never paid one fine, and I'm very proud of that.
Is that a story you can tell us, or is that?
No, I'd go to court. I'd go to court, and I'd stand in front of the judge, and I just put my case out there, and they just dismissed it.
Really?
Yeah, really.
And how many times were you in court?
I would say about 35 times.
So you had 35 court appearances.
Yeah,
for littering.
And I defended myself. I never ever employed a solicitor.
And what was your defence? Like, the reason I'm asking, because you had to pay a load of fines for them. But what was your
defence? Was I would say to the judge, like, look, all I'm trying to do is get my business up and running. I don't consider myself litter. I don't consider the post as litter. I don't obstruct any traffic signals. I don't cause any danger. And whatever way the judges saw my presentation, they said, right, we'll strike it out. And in fact, 2 of the judges bought mattresses off me.
Well, there's a story.
At Dublin City Council, I became quite friendly with the inspectors and with the people after that. Like I think they were just doing their job.
Yeah.
You know, like having this guy on a poster with his hand out, his long hair, his green shirt, it was different.
Yeah, handful of sovereign
unique,
rings. Yeah.
But I also then had a little taxi business. I bought my first. I needed to buy a new car, but I just couldn't justify having a car going from. I live in Clontarf.
Yeah. From
Clontarf to Coolock.
Right.
It was a short journey, so I said, "How can I make a few quid out of this car?"
Right.
So I applied for my PSV license, which I got, and I bought a car. I bought a Skoda Octavia. And the registration 07D 31499, and I still have it.
You still have it?
I still have it.
So you bought this in 07, did you?
In 07.
Right.
The bank had given me the money. This was before I had the 08 and 09
Yeah,
problem.
08 and 09, yeah.
And one day a fella came up to me and said, I'm trying to rent a taxi. And I had this as a taxi.
Right.
So what I said to him was, I said to myself, maybe why don't I rent this guy the car? So he did. I did. I was getting 240 or 250 quid a week off him. So out of that money, I bought another car.
Right, very good.
Yeah, like another fella I know who keeps buying other types of things. So
Right,
I won't even mention any names, you know. But anyway, I ended up with 28 taxis.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and they were great, and I had great fun. And that business kind of kept me alive as well.
So was this, did the taxi business run alongside the furniture business?
Yeah,
right, gotcha.
It did.
Yeah,
and it wasn't any part of my liquidation or anything else.
Right.
It was just
separate. Very good. Yeah,
and I had that when I had that to keep me kind of going.
Yes,
but it wasn't very profitable initially because I was paying back on the cars.
Yeah,
you know. So
eventually
anyway,
they're paid off, and
yeah, they're all paid off now. But what I did then was I rented them all out, and some of the older ones, as Mattress Mick became more popular and better known, I branded the cars. Rather than sell them, I painted them all. I got them branded or wrapped yellow and red.
Yeah,
with my
picture
them
around.
And we parked them everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's great crack.
And it's not littering.
It's not littering.
You don't have to go to court.
We get clamped the odd time.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
So that works in your favour,
yeah,
doesn't it?
No,
because
it's
now
great. Because people look at the car.
Yeah.
And what I do now is I leave them for 24 hours. You've got 24 hours before they tow them away. I have this to a fine.
Right,
right?
I'm going to learn something here. So tell me this.
So if you pay the clamp or the fine, the clamping fine, we say 23 hours after you've been clamped.
Right. The car gets towed.
No, if you don't pay, you've only 24 hours to pay it.
Right.
Then they tow it away.
Gotcha.
But if you pay it like 23 hours,
right,
after it's been clamped, you pay your whole day.
Right.
Of people looking at the car.
Right. Very good. Yeah. And how did you manage to get, or did you manage to talk yourself out of paying for the clamps, or?
No, I had to pay for the clamps.
Right.
You know, for €80.
€80.
The publicity is great.
You park them in prominent locations.
Yeah.
80 quid for a day. Yeah, that's a good call. Because they are fairly vibrant, the cars.
They are, yeah, they're great.
You won't miss them.
No. But I have people say to me, even one of the radio stations did a competition, how many cars does Mattress Mick have?
Right.
It was done on one of the stations, I can't remember which one, but we only have 3 going around, but we keep moving them so people perceive there's loads of them.
Brilliant.
You know.
Yeah.
But getting back,
can I just ask you, like, where would you park them, for example?
Well, literally, Fairview is a great area.
Yeah.
Holt.
Anywhere where there's traffic,
anywhere
you just throw them on the side road somewhere safe.
Yeah, and any place where there's no parking fees to be paid.
Right.
Like there are spots around.
Yeah, very
And
good.
then at the weekends, I would go into Grafton Street, not at Grafton Street, into the city centre.
Right.
And park the car if you park it there on a Saturday at 7 o'clock in a loading bay.
Yes.
You can stay there till Monday.
Monday morning, 7 o'clock or something. Yeah. Brilliant.
So if I park in South William Street or I park in Dawson Street, the amount of people who literally see it is incredible.
Definitely. I'm just thinking the genius of it.
Well, it was necessity. Like,
yes,
I had to do something. And one of the big breaks I got was I put a sign up with the 5 lamps, a huge sign. It was an 8x8 poster.
On the corner.
On the
Remember
corner,
there, yeah.
And Stephen Fry saw that.
Right.
The English...
The Twitter.
The Twitter king.
Twitter king, yeah.
And he tweeted about it. And that gave me a great free boost.
Yeah.
One RTE saw it. I don't know, Catherine Lynch, who had the programme Wagon's Den.
Yeah.
She saw it and she needed somebody to come out carrying a mattress in her show. So I got a free appearance on her show.
Brilliant.
So it began to happen for me. The Meteor telephone company at the time used to do a major TV commercial every year for Christmas. They started in September to November. I was in that. All I did was show me face, but it put me out there like all over the place, and it was fantastic for nothing.
Yeah.
You know. So the business began to grow. People became aware of Mattress Mick, and the whole idea of Mattress Mick, the fun part is great, but the real idea is to sell mattresses.
Of course, yeah.
So sales were going up, so it gave me a few more quid to put into marketing. Now I hate spending money on marketing. I love getting it for nothing. I love
That's
it.
Part of the buzz for you, is it?
That's part of the buzz, yeah. And I still have to spend money, but it goes against me grain. It really does.
Interesting.
Yeah, it really does. Because RTE now, for example, are very good to me. Joe Duffy's very good to me. Ray Darcy, he had me on his show, on a Saturday night show.
Brilliant.
I did an impression of Mick Jagger.
Are you singing now, eh?
Yeah. I can't get no satisfaction. And I was up against an author called Kathy Kelly, and I won.
As in the singing competition, was it?
Yeah.
Right,
I haven't got a note in my head.
Yeah.
Then there was a film done about us called Mattress Men. This was a documentary which was supposed to be a 10-minute show, but it ended up an hour and a quarter. And it was shown, it won a NIFTA award.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it really did.
That's
it was
good,
yeah. And it's been on RTE 3 or 4 times, on RTE 2.
And who made the documentary? Did you commission that yourself?
No,
or
no.
RTE commissioned it?
No, it was commissioned by a guy called Colin Quinn, who is a film director, who knows the Mattress Mick
Yes.
brand,
The brand,
you say.
yeah.
And he wanted to follow the story and he did a documentary on us.
Brilliant.
And it's
I remember
very,
watching the documentary and your man's dressed up as the mattress at the traffic lights.
Brian, yeah.
Just as like he's going home, he's like, oh, you know, hard day being a mattress, you know.
Well, that mattress man was a great idea. Having him, we bring him, when we were starting, he'd go walk around Dublin. He'd walk around Grafton Street.
Right.
Just waving at people. But it got the name out there.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
It got publicity that I don't think you'd get from any newspaper ad.
Yes.
Because it was different.
Definitely, yeah.
Different. Then we did another video called Back with a Bang. It was a rap video about mattresses.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
And that has had a couple of 100,000 views on YouTube.
Who wrote that? You?
No, it was written by friends of mine.
Brilliant.
And it worked very, very, very well. And it's still you can still see people.
Did you come in and recite a few lyrics there?
I'm back. I'm back with
You're
a
getting
bang.
out of the car. Yeah.
Richie Kavanagh, the singer from the country, did a song.
Looks very like you.
What?
There's a bit of familiarity there between you.
Yeah, like he approached us. He wanted to do a song about me.
Right.
And he did.
Brilliant.
And it was fantastic.
I didn't hear that one. What's the name of the song?
It's called If You Need a New Mattress, Go to Mattress Mick. What's it? Mattress Mick, the ballad of Mattress Mick.
Ballad of Mattress Mick. Brilliant.
Yeah. It's very, very good. So if anybody's listening here and they wanted to just go to YouTube and you can
put a few links under this. Yeah. Brilliant.
And that all helps. All that kind of publicity just works.
Yes.
You know, it really does. Then I got very much involved with Apollo House, the occupation of Apollo House. And I always had an interest in homelessness because I lived in Pearse Street. I saw a lot of people in trouble. And I always had an interest in the homeless situation. And I was approached by a guy called Dean Scurry, who arranged the Apollo House occupation.
Right, very good.
And he had some very good people on his team. He had Jim Sheridan, the film director, Glenn Hansard, the singer, Codaline, the band. They were all involved. And we put in all the mattresses and beds.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
And we had a great 3 months, we'll say, where we were basically in Apollo House all the time. We were out on the streets.
What was it like in there?
It was, well...
Is it just an abandoned building?
It was an abandoned building, yeah, but the volunteers came in and they turned it into... The offices became bedrooms.
Right.
The canteen became a kind of a recreation centre for homeless people. It was very well run. There was no drugs or alcohol allowed. And we spent one Christmas there, and it was fantastic. Like,
Brilliant.
Christy Moore appeared on Christmas Day. Glenn Hansard came in and sang songs for the people living there. It was a fantastic journey. Really great.
Definitely. That whole event, everybody knew about it.
Everybody knew about it, but I think
involved,
how they knew about it was the fact that there were so many non-political people involved in it.
Yes.
Like entertainers, businessmen. It got the publicity. It got the attention. Like Christy Moore, Codeline, these guys really put it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
So people knew that it wasn't being done for any financial gain, which it wasn't. It was just done to help people and to get the homeless situation noticed.
Highlighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And it worked. It achieved that.
It's good, yeah.
So we're still all good friends, myself and the guys who were involved, which is nice, you know. We meet up every maybe 3 or 4 months. We have a WhatsApp group, so we keep in touch that way. And it's fun, really fun. But the business is growing. I registered Mattress Mick as a trademark in Ireland and in the UK and in Europe. So there can be no other Mattress Mick. I have the R sign.
I don't think there could be, could there?
Well, you might get people copying me. You might have a Mattress Mike.
Oh, right, yeah,
and there is a guy in America called Mattress Mike.
Is there?
Yeah, and there's also a Mattress Mac.
Oh, geez, you want to be careful then, yeah.
No, well, Mattress Mac and I spoke on the phone. Joe Duffy connected the two
of us
one day.
Where is he? He's from the US?
He's in the US. He's a very successful businessman, very good man, very religious man.
Right, very good.
But I registered a trademark because I wanted to expand my business and I didn't want to have any more shops myself, but I wanted to get the name out there. I just enjoyed the crack. So what I now offer is other retailers a license to trade as Mattress Mick. So we have 3 of them up and running at the moment.
Brilliant. So they're getting to piggyback on your brand then?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And I get the benefit of the marketing. Like, it's great to see Mattress Mick on the Nace Road or in Drogheda, and we're opening up in Waterford now next month.
Brilliant.
And it's really good. Our online sales are also very good, and we're travelling all over Ireland with deliveries. Like, we've vans going, we have 4 vans all branded with my picture on it.
Brilliant.
And they're a great advertisement as well.
Yeah.
Probably the best advertisement you can buy.
Just to see the vans
Just
out
to see
there.
the vans around, yeah. My only trouble is keeping them clean. I'm a stickler for that. Like, it's important that the van presents itself well.
Yes.
Very, very important. But our online sales are growing, and I'm hoping that I will have up to maybe 15 of these licensed shops around the country over the next 2 to 3 years.
You can just focus more on the brand then.
Yeah.
Which they will get more benefit then if you push the brand more.
Yeah.
Brilliant, yeah.
That's what I want to do. I'd like, and I unfortunately don't have an heir to my business.
Right.
So I'm going to have to think, what do I do going forward?
A succession plan of some sort.
Yeah. And the ideal solution would be to sell the business.
Right.
To somebody, to a supplier, to another retailer, or to somebody who just might want an investment. But I would love to work in the business.
Right.
I wouldn't like to retire. It's just not in my...
It's not in your genes?
No, it's not in my genes. I would be bored. I have my own taxi license. Even if it didn't work, I still drive a taxi.
Right, yeah.
But I'd love to be able to develop the brand without having the nitty-gritty problems of running a business.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. And I think I could do a very good job of that. You know, getting it out there and pushing it. Because I think
the hard part is done.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, we're over a hurdle.
Yeah.
The next bit is to try and refine what we've done, but without making it still has to be seen as a fun business. Like, when people come into the shop here, I meet and greet them. I talk to them. Before COVID, you'd give them a hug.
Right.
Or you'd lie
Take a selfie, yeah.
Take a selfie. Well, that still happens.
Yeah.
But you do it at social distancing. But I think that is where I would like to, or what I would like to continue doing.
Right, brilliant.
Right, and I enjoy the interaction with people. I enjoy the goodwill that I receive from people. Like I go into town and people say, "Oh, you're Mattress Mick. Yeah, can I take a selfie?" Yeah, I never say no.
Brilliant.
Never. And people can relate to me as just being an ordinary Joe Soap. I'm not ashamed to say that I failed, that I had business problems. I'm not ashamed of that at all. I may have failed, but I'm not a failure. I'm a fighter.
Yes, survivor.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it's a good, what's the best way to put this? It's good to impart that knowledge on people.
Yes.
Like I give talks in schools. I gave a talk in Wheatfield Prison last year. I give talks about following your dream, about going and having tunnel vision to where you want to go in life. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't be distracted.
Yes.
Just follow your own instincts. Now you might fail or you might make a mistake. So be it. Get up and go again.
Go again. Yeah.
You know?
You have, just because something didn't go your way doesn't mean it's failure.
No. But in this country, it's very hard to get going again.
Yeah, I have an unusual relationship with failure, in that it's my friend.
Yeah.
You know, and like,
that's a good way of putting that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I had a lot of stuff went on in my business, and it was interesting to hear you say that, because it defined me, who I am, you know. And every morning, you know, when the alarm goes off, or 5 minutes before the alarm goes off, it's actually failure that wakes me up and says, "Get up, go." Because if he doesn't wake me up and get me out there, he'll get me. You know, and I'd never, you know, it's, and I talk to people all the time about it, and I find that when you talk to successful people, they know that failure is part of the journey, whereas when you talk to people starting off, they fear it. You know, they fear the failure, and it's a bit sad, like, because it's great to hear you're parking cars here, you're doing this, that. You, I'm assuming you didn't know which of those worked, which of them didn't work, but you just said, right, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Get out there.
You don't know what's going to work until you actually do it.
Yes.
You know, some of the ideas I've had have not worked. But,
right.
again...
part of the journey.
Yeah, but some of the ones that didn't work actually did work insofar.
Right,
I'll give you an example. We put up these signs. IKEA had opened up in Ireland, right? And IKEA have a...
Sent a shiver down your spine, did it?
Yeah, they have a particular logo.
Right.
You know, they're brand.
Yeah.
So we put up signs around Dublin, 3 or 4 signs. It's a great idea, using the IKEA font and the IKEA colours to get a new mattress from Mattress Mick.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, so I was giving them a jab in the
exactly
in the ribs.
Their colours.
Yeah.
But now, within 24 hours, we received from their solicitors to cease what they call cease and desist letters. Now, but that's great, because I spoke about that then. IKEA are afraid of Mattress Mick.
Right, brilliant.
And you get a bit of crack out of that.
It's traction from that.
Yeah, it's like the clapping. You know, it gets attention.
Yes.
You know, and I also did one there with Bargain Town, where the prices are only becoming... Bargain Town's tagline, where the prices are becoming famous.
Yeah.
I put up Bargain Time.
Right, Bargain Time, right. What did them guys say to you?
Oh, get down. Same thing, cease and desist. But I knew that was going to happen. I didn't mind
it's bargain
that.
time at Mattress Mick's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all fun.
There is an advantage to doing something just for the backlash, isn't it?
There is, yeah. And I did another one then, Michael O'Leary. I put it down in the paper, and I only printed it once. O'Leary sells seats. Mattress Mick sells beds.
Right. Simple as that.
Who's the cheapest? You know, something, I can't remember the exact words, but again, it got reaction from O'Leary's team.
Yeah.
Don't use it again. So the paper stopped.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you put like Ryanair, or did you just put O'Leary on
O'Leary.
it? Just O'Leary?
Just O'Leary.
It's mad, isn't it?
No, actually, the ad that they printed was Ryanair sells seats, Mattress Mick sells beds.
Right, brilliant.
And congratulations, Michael O'Leary. I said something nice because I admire him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like the way his style, I like what he does, I like his approach.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a damn.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else, sorry.
Fuck away here, man. It's grand. We're all friends here.
He's good, he's different.
Yeah.
I've got great time for him. I've got great time for...
Did you ever meet him, did you?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
I would love to chat with him.
Yeah.
He's one of my heroes. Like.
Yeah. But I'm sure he's always, I believe, an approachable kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
But he's made a shit ton of money, which is
He has,
serious,
hasn't he?
you know,
Yeah.
it's impressive. Like,
Yeah, but he's worked hard. He appears to have worked hard, and he's gone against the rules.
and he's not afraid to do it.
No.
Which is what you've done.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love anything that to do. Like, I know it's right to wear a seatbelt in your car, but I hate being told to wear a seatbelt.
Right.
You know, I know it's right.
Do you wear a seatbelt?
I do.
Right.
I do. If I'm on a long journey. Well, yes, I do. No, sorry,
Right.
I do. But the fact that
You know now you can never run for election after saying that because
I don't want to
he
run
said
for
something.
election.
Yeah, that's it. Once you put yourself out there, you're gone.
No, I don't want to run for election.
I see a poster out there. Vote for
number
Mattress.
one Mattress
Yeah.
Mick. Well, these again, when the election comes up, I put
There you
these
go.
around. I go,
Brilliant.
and they can't give me a fine because everybody else has posters up.
Yes, very
You
good.
know, but like, I don't like. It's just something in me to be told what to do.
Right.
You know, and I can't get that out of my head. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why I feel like that.
Yeah.
But no, I'd go the other way if I'm told what to do.
And what was the worst bit of trouble you got into over that? Are we allowed to speak about that?
I never got into
did you?
I never got into any trouble.
Yeah.
You know, but I just have these things in my head. You know, like, well, I was brought up in an era too, when we'd go to the pub and we'd have a few drinks and we'd drive home.
Yes.
Now I don't drink and drive now,
Yeah.
but again, I think they're right to do what they do now. I think drink driving is incorrect and
Yes.
it's wrong. But we did it for years.
Yeah.
But the cars were slower. I
Yeah.
speak to this about my friends. I had friends who lived in Rush. I'd go down to Rush. I'd drive back. Now, a small Mini, or you'd have a car that wouldn't be very fast, and there weren't as many cars on the road.
Yeah.
But if a policeman stopped you, he'd make you walk the line. There was no breathalyzers.
That was the test.
Yeah.
Right.
So things are different.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the way I grew up. But I do respect the rules. But I still hate being told what to do.
Right. Fair point. How do you find, like, so you've been in business now 40 years, yeah?
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest change in, of course, I'm not going to say it's the biggest change in business because it's on it, but what would you say is the biggest change in people's attitudes? Have people changed over the years?
I think so, yeah.
In what way?
Well, people are more aware because with the advent of the internet and so forth, people know what they want when they come into a store like mine. They do their research. They won't just accept what the salesman is saying.
They want to have heard it elsewhere.
Yeah, or they would have done, they want to buy, we say, a mattress. They've done their research, what a pocket spring mattress is or what a memory foam is. I think they educate themselves before they buy.
Right.
Which I think is great.
Good.
It's good,
It cuts
yeah.
down the time.
Yeah. Also, I think a big thing is the use of credit cards. People are not carrying cash now anymore,
Yeah.
or very little. Our business, and I'm sure a lot of other businesses, and I find this, like years ago you get a credit card, you had to put a slip in the machine. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just so instantaneous.
Yeah.
But people are using their credit cards a lot more, and they enjoy using them, I think, rather than
Carrying
cash.
cash. Yeah.
And even with COVID now, COVID has shown even more
Yeah.
of
Of a
this
push towards that.
tapping and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing I think certainly is what I said a moment ago. People have educated themselves. They do educate themselves. Even with a car, you're going to buy a car, you research the car, or you see who's driving the same type of car or whatever.
Yeah. So they know. So basically, they're coming in here nearly as a pickup point, as opposed to
They
a
know what they
browse.
want.
Yeah.
They know what
Which
they
is
want.
good for the retailers, I'd imagine.
It is, but the retailer has to be aware that they can't fool the people anymore. They can't,
Right.
like, I know that you can switch sell. I know how to switch sell, but people won't let you switch sell anymore.
Yeah, and if you did, it's easy to get called out on it.
And then you've also got people know their rights. They know if something is not right, what rights they have, which I think is great. One of my big problems is the attitude of, we say, Dublin City Council, the one-way systems, the traffic. I can't get my head around why they want to close off College Green.
Right.
Don't understand that. How a car is going to get around? How am I going to get around? How's Mr. Public going to get around? You know, when they close off, we'd say the likes of College or pedestrianise it.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around that.
I think my thoughts are, when you go abroad when you're on holidays in a nice place and there's wide open squares and the weather's good and people kind of hang out about that. That's my opinion. That's what they're thinking, but we don't have the weather.
We don't have the weather.
Utilise it.
We don't have the infrastructure to change. Like, I can't see the sense in it.
Yeah.
Now, it's none of my business, but I like town. I love Dublin City.
Yeah.
I'm a Dubliner, and I enjoy going into town. I enjoy the buzz. I enjoy the noise. I enjoy the whole excitement of it.
Yeah, the busyness of
it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be taken away. How do they expect people to drive at 30 kilometres per hour? I mean, I can't get into second gear at 30 kilometres an hour.
Right, yeah. The car's not built to get 30, yeah.
You know, I don't think they think. And these changes annoy me a little bit. I don't, And when I say annoy me, I just question them.
Yeah.
Can you drive 30 kilometres, not even miles?
Yeah.
It's very slow. And that's the limit in the city centre.
Right, and that's obviously big impact on the businesses operating around there then.
I think so.
Yeah.
You listen to the business associations in town. A lot of them are complaining that the city centre is getting ignored. But I think by not allowing cars in, traffic in, I think they should be building car parks.
Yeah, I suppose it's too easy for someone to spin out to Liffey Valley or Dundrum or Blanchardstown. They're the big competitors, aren't they?
Yeah, and I don't like those centres at all. I just love the city centre.
The town. You're a townie.
Yeah. Well, I lived in Pearse Street. I'm used to the city centre.
Yeah.
I went to school in the city centre near enough.
Yeah.
And it's just me.
So that's one of the biggest changes you've seen.
Yeah. No. And Dublin is evolving. Like, it's becoming a very cosmopolitan city, which I think is great. With the fact that there's so many international residents here coming from all over the world, they are making us as Dubliners change. Like, we've got lovely coffee shops, lovely restaurants, all offering different and interesting
fair point
things. Yeah. And this has evolved because of, I think, the world is opened. There's more people coming to Ireland than used to come, and these international communities, particularly the Russians and the Polish people, they're all making changes that I enjoy.
Yeah, and do you, when you were, because obviously you've grew up around town, so when you were in town, you're noticing the difference, are you?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's little cultures, little hubs evolving. The Chinese hub or the Polish hub or the whatever. And I think that is very, very good for Dublin. And I like that. I like the way the buildings have evolved. I like the docks area on the river.
It's an amazing job there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when there was nothing there.
Just abandoned warehouses. Yeah.
Now they've built a pub down there at the end of the quays called the Bulldog.
Right.
Brewdog. Sorry, the Brewdog.
Which side of the quays down?
It's on the south quays.
Down the very... It's the last pub, is it? Opposite the convention centre, is it?
Opposite, no.
Down
even
further
down,
right.
Really at the very end. And just look across, you see the Three Arena.
Right, yeah.
It's called the Brewdog. Brewdog, yeah. It only opened just before COVID happened.
Yeah.
To see that there, it's great.
Yeah,
it's
even around the Bord Gosh Theatre, that's a nice old place, just the Market Hotel. If you get a nice day, just
that whole area
walking around.
That used to be the gas company. That used to be all, like, that's where my mother and father lived.
Right.
In that area. And they used to be the gas company. I remember the big gasometer.
The big red. What was that for?
The gasometer.
Yeah, what was that?
Storing gas.
Really, was it?
Yeah.
Do you remember when that was functional?
Yeah.
So it was like a big balloon in it or something? Was it like a big...
No, it was like a big can.
Right.
That's the way I could describe it.
Yeah.
It was like a Coca-Cola can.
Yeah.
On Sir John Rogerson's quay. I'm sure a lot of people, elder people, will remember.
Yeah, and then they turned it into the gasworks. Big, expensive apartments, you know.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Another thing I did too, when I was a young man, when I was in the bank, I took a stall in the Dandelion Market. The Dandelion Market was a market on St. Stephen's Green, where the Stephen's Green shopping centre is now. And it used to be the old Taylor Keith lemonade factory.
Right.
And most people remember Taylor
TK,
Keith lemonade. TK, yeah. But they had a market there every weekend. And when I was in the bank, I took a stall in there selling jewellery, costume jewellery. And the band U2 were only starting to become the band. And they used to play in the market every Sunday.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. I have some great photographs, but I can't find them now of myself and the boys
Brilliant.
in it.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
That would be priceless now.
Yeah.
Did you always have the long hair ground up all through your life?
All through my
Right, so
life,
if we're looking at a black and white photo of lads in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you'd be able to say that's Mattress Mick.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But the Dandelion Market was a very famous market in Dublin. And it was, I think, the first kind of open air weekend event.
Right.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Brilliant.
And it was a great education, meeting people to help me develop my retail.
Yes.
And all of these little things in your life,
all these interactions
lead
with
to
people.
where you're going. I believe there's a path. Like, I could never understand 10 years ago why I had to liquidate.
Yeah.
You know, it was a culture shock to me. But now I know why. Because I'm sitting here talking to you now as Mattress Mick.
You mentioned it was like one of the best things that happened to you.
Yeah.
How long after that happening was it before you realised that this was actually a good thing that this happened?
It took a while. When I saw Mattress Mick growing,
Yeah.
I said, right, there was a reason for this happening.
Yeah.
There was a plan.
A plan by the universe, not by you, but was it?
Yeah. See, my dad died when I was 18.
Right.
And so I looked after my parent, my mother and my sisters
Siblings,
and brothers.
yeah.
Yeah. And I now feel I'm getting my reward.
For the good work you done then.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I do. Because I thoroughly enjoy sitting here talking to you. I thoroughly enjoy looking around this store. This store is me. It's my personality.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm walking around, I'm looking, I'm in the car park, I'm like, this man is on point.
Yeah.
Like, it's portraying, you're not saying one thing and doing something else.
No.
You know, and I think, if I can say that, like, I've been kind of lucky that I think I found what's the right thing for me to do.
Good, yeah.
You know.
Well, talking to you, I believe you have,
It's a powerful thing, you know, and like I would talk to Karl and the lads in the office, and all the time I'd be like, you know that nobody can ever compete with us. Like, you know, nobody can ever come in and take it. Because I nearly lost everything myself, and it was a big awakening for me to go through it. And now I'm so happy that it happened, because it happened when I was like between 27 and 31, 32. So it took those 5 years of my business
that was
away from me.
Approximately the same time.
Yeah, I'd say we're going through at the same time.
08, 09. 10.
Yeah, and now I'm glad because I got that out of the way. And I said, I'm not fucking going back there. And I think about it every day. But to know that, well, to believe that what you're doing is the right thing, it's amazing.
It is, yeah.
Feeling.
But it takes failure, as you said earlier on, to show you the right path.
Yes.
I think it does. And most successful people have failed.
100%. Definitely.
Have failed.
Yeah.
But as I was saying to you earlier on, Ireland is a country where it's very hard to get back on your feet.
Yeah,
The banks won't help you.
Yeah.
I found it very difficult to get a bank account even open.
Yeah.
After my liquidation.
We had issues as well, yeah.
You know, I couldn't get a credit card. I couldn't. One particular bank, I went 6 times to open an account, and they wouldn't open an account.
Just to open an account, a business account. Yeah. Just to get going, to start trading again.
Yeah, and I had to think of different ways, and I'm not going to explain now what I did, because I did what I did.
Yeah.
And I now have a good relationship with my bank. I don't ever want to borrow money again.
Right.
You know, my policy now, if I can't afford it, I don't buy it. Like, everything here in the store is paid for, more or less. Except you might be a week.
Yeah, but you're not building your business on a credit-based model.
No, you're building it on using your profits.
Yes.
And keeping your overheads low. Like, I work 7 days a week.
Brilliant.
7 days a week. And that is, if I was to employ somebody to do what I do, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, I don't work. I'm working every day, but I may not be.
You're not here, sitting here. No. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I do lots of things. But I'm very much hands-on.
Yeah.
Where before Northside Furniture, I wasn't as hands-on as I am now.
Yeah.
But I have to be, because I am Mattress Mick, and people expect, and they are also surprised. Some people are surprised to see me in the shop.
Yes.
Some people don't even think I exist.
Right, yeah. They think you're a paid actor.
They do, yeah. But I think it's very important, very, very important, to never forget what has happened in the past.
100%. Yeah.
You know, and no matter how much money you have or how successful you are, I think the failures help you to help other people as well.
Yeah.
You don't lose sight. Like, I don't need a 2002 Mercedes. I drive an '09 Skoda.
So you don't need a 2020 one?
Or
Or
20, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
20. I don't need that.
Right.
I just need a car.
Yeah.
And I would rather put my money into stock that I can make money from rather than put it into a depreciating asset.
Brilliant.
Or I'd rather buy another van that I could even park at the weekends.
Yeah.
And get clamped.
Brilliant. You see, I think there's so many people, right, that they never become, successful, and that's a subjective term and that, but they never become successful because they can't picture in their own head just putting up with a little bit of discomfort at the start, or doing without the new car, or doing without the weekends off, just to get up and running,
No, you're right. And this is why there's us and there's them.
Yes.
You know,
leaders and followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be leaders. There has to be people who own the shops, or who own the practices, or who own something.
Yes.
Then there's also the people who have to use them.
Yeah.
So if everybody was a successful businessman, or there'd be no public.
Yes. Well,
would be to a point, but there wouldn't be the same type of public.
100%. What I say is, like, in a world of consumers, it pays to be a producer.
Yeah, it does.
Simple as that,
Yeah.
because the world are consumers.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
And people with ideas, entrepreneurs as you are.
And you, yeah, we both are.
Yeah, we both are. We can give a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Support and help to people who are not.
Yes.
Without us, they couldn't survive. Or without people like us.
Yeah. Well, it's us that make the world go round.
I think so, yeah.
That's...
I think so. But as I was saying earlier on, the revenue, the banks, they were very, very hard on us.
Yeah.
And they don't give you a chance.
I was actually just going to say that to you, because, like, if you're late with your return, not your money, like, which is another, but if you're late with the return, they send you a 14-day letter and an estimate. You owe us 10 grand.
I know.
It's very scary to a guy that's, now I feel like, yeah, whatever. Like, thankfully I don't get them anymore. Like,
yeah.
But that's very scary to a guy that's just starting out in business.
Yeah.
To get a letter of demand of 10 grand when he owes 1,100 quid or something like that.
Yeah, it's not nice. We had a revenue audit quite recently.
Right, yeah.
Which was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But it was, again, one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Yes.
Because I'm now tax compliant.
Yeah.
I'm clear. I have a clean bill of health with revenue.
Yeah.
So if I want to sell this business,
it's clean from that day onwards. Yeah, that's a good call.
And I welcomed the fact that they came to me. And I actually said it to the inspectors. I'm going to someday sell my business. I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah.
In fact, there were 2 women. I'm glad you're here. I don't like you being here, but I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Because I want to play things straight, and I want to be able to. And the day of it's the culture out there is different now. People are responsible. They want to do like the right thing.
Yes.
This day of what it used to be like many years ago.
The black economy and all that. Yeah.
I think that's gone. Well, it's not gone, but it's certainly.
Well, it's definitely on the way out, and it's definitely a minor minority of the economy. Well, it is in my game
and in ours.
Which is good to see.
It is, yeah, and I think a responsible businessman wants to be responsible.
100%.
Yeah.
Like that's like it's like a little badge of honour when you're finished with your revenue audit and you're still there with your clothes on you. You haven't took the jocks off.
It was quite dramatic,
Yeah.
They wrote to us just before Christmas, so your kind of Christmas was a damper.
Oh yeah.
We're coming in February or whatever. But
whereas if you finished at Christmas, you'd be delighted, wouldn't it?
It took a year.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did actually. But again, it was a good journey, and a journey that I felt came at the right time.
Right, very good. Yeah. Yeah. That's good to hear that. It's interesting to hear that, because I'd be making videos the whole time about, I'm like, look, just pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes, pay your taxes. And people would be like, putting like, not hateful comments, but like, look at this idiot saying that. I'm like, look lads, I'm out here screaming on Facebook every day of the week about deals I'm doing and stuff like that, and I'm trying to show you how to do them. I couldn't do that if I had dirty laundry.
No.
You know, you have to get out there and just do it right. And I suppose it becomes a state of mind then. You know, if I take in $1,000, 500 to go to them.
Yeah.
500 to mine, and then that's just the norm.
That's the norm, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And it's good. Like, the more you pay them, the more you're making.
Oh, yeah. Imagine, imagine like imagine if you're having £1 million corporation tax getting paid in installments, or £1 million per quarter getting paid. So like, you have a good quality of life.
Yeah, I know. And it's good that I think more and more people are thinking like what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Particularly young people. Again, it's something I say to people at the talks I give. Do it right. Don't do it under the counter. Be upfront. Register your business. Get your VAT number. Employ your people legitimately. Do everything that's correct.
Yeah. Don't
try and hide it, because it won't work in the long term.
Yeah. Like, we had a couple of audits, like, and I wouldn't have survived them if I wasn't right, you know. Yeah. And it's like, there you go. Yeah. I'm doing the right thing, you know. Well, something that I wonder what your thoughts on this. I seen it there the other day. Somebody got awarded a load of money because they cut their hand in work. Did you see this? And the judge says you didn't show them how to wash the glass properly. And I thought, like, 25 grand this person got. Now, I'm not blaming the girl or the woman for getting the 25 grand, but for the system to allow her get 25 grand, she cut her little finger. Her whole life was affected by it. I'm like, that's a lot of money for a company to have to pay out. She was washing the glass and she held it by the stem of the glass. Yeah. And, it broke or something. But, like, that sort of compensation culture, like, that's a big problem for business.
The greatest load of
bollocks. Like, yeah, it is, isn't it?
I hate to hear stories like that. Yeah. It's causing my premium to go up, your premium to go up. Yeah. And the judges, I do not know how they can justify that. Yeah. I actually don't know. The girl cut her hand, or you fall on the pavement. Yeah. So what? You know, like, you're not permanently disabled. Yeah. Like, if you were, it'd be a different story. But to cut your finger, or 25 grand or whatever, it's wrong. Yeah. It's wrong.
Even whether there was an insurance company in play on that or not, I don't see any difference in it. I just think it's just...
Well, there was an insurance company. Your man obviously had public employer's liability.
Well, I'm sure he did, but I didn't mention that. But I just, like, sometimes people say, sure, the insurance company paying. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just, like, it's a fucking nightmare. Like,
but the insurance company are going to recoup that money by putting up my premium and your premium.
Yeah. I just think that culture is not good. And I know that, like, the pubs and all, a lot of them are suffering hard to get insurance for stuff like that as well, which, where is the incentives?
Your man who owns Supermax, McDonough.
Right. He's another guy I'd love to get on this, I would say.
He is brilliant. He's, to me, like a campaigner as well on these claims. They've loads of different claims, apparently.
Right. I'd say so. Late night Supermax, imagine all the scraps in there,
And he just cannot understand this claims culture. Yeah. He's very upfront about his thoughts on it. So I admire him a lot for that. He's opened a big unit now down the country this weekend, I think, or last weekend. Another big Supermac.
Was it? They took on McDonald's, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
And they won.
They won. Yeah.
There's a story. If there's ever a reason to write a book.
Yeah.
Pat McDonough, isn't it?
Pat McDonough, yeah. Brilliant.
Like, it's a brilliant story. Yeah. I would love to, like, so see for that guy now, right? You know, when you see people and they're out there in the highlights, you know, and he's obviously doing very well. I would just love to talk to, like, what time do you start work at? What time do you finish at? Yeah. You know, would you stay in those? Not when he's starting off, would you stay there till 2, 3, 4 in the morning every day? Is this a regular thing? What was the vision? Because I love to see those little bits that I think people don't get credit for. They just, look at, you know, I'm out here, I've succeeded, you know.
You know, he's another man I thoroughly admire. And I like the way he thinks and the way he puts himself out there.
And what was his approach to them? He's obviously just condemning the compensation culture.
He says claims, like the judges, the insurance companies, they're just settling claims just to get rid of them. And it's affecting his premium. And he's right.
Which you could imagine what it is, right across the board.
I'd hate to even think.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And also you get the situation with car crashes. Very simple little dent on a car.
Yeah.
It becomes a major 5 or 6 or 10,000 payout.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Again, it's not good.
Bollocks.
Yeah. Well, I have a philosophy on this. Actually, I'd like your opinion on this. And I was chatting to someone on this exact thing the other day. I know lots of people have got claims, big money, small money, you know, and whatever that, you know, maybe you got 50 grand, 100 grand. you hear people as you're going through life. I believe that somebody has an event that they're likely to get compensation from. And let's say, obviously there's some sort of injury, but they get back on their feet after a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I believe from that moment onwards, their mind gets fixated on the claim. It gets fixated on the 100 grand they're getting, the 50 grand they're getting, whatever the number is, right? And they stop being creative about coming up with ideas to start business. They stop becoming contributors at an entrepreneurial level or a commercial level because they have this money coming to them. And I think that, because it always takes a couple of years to get the money, they would have earned the money beforehand.
Yeah, but I think they think this is like winning the lottery.
Free money, like. Yeah. But it's, they're putting them, yeah.
To them, it's like winning the lottery, I think.
Right, yeah.
And I also believe, and I know a few people, these claims that they get this large money, it comes back, it's karma.
They waste it.
They waste it, yeah. And things happen to them. If you don't deserve it, you shouldn't get it.
Yes.
If you do deserve it, like if you lose a limb or something, that's a different situation.
Yeah, you need to be compensated.
Yeah, to live your life.
Yeah, exactly.
But not just to get your finger fixed.
Yeah, that was...
Or your back. They can never... The
whiplash is the thing, because you can't prove, isn't it?
Can't prove, yeah.
Fuckers,
No, I've no time for that at all. And being in business, like my premiums are high enough. I don't want them to go any higher.
Definitely.
I don't. And we're very conscious here in the shop. We train our staff, manual handling, health and safety. And up to now, thank God, we've had no problems.
Yeah.
But it is important. And also your staff's welfare is important as well. Like even the COVID signs that you see around here, these are all necessary.
Yes.
We had a visit from the COVID people and they passed the shop straight away.
Oh, did they? I didn't even know they existed. They're out checking.
Yeah, the
branches.
HSE or representatives of the HSE come around. Indiscreet.
Yeah.
They don't tell you they're coming. They just walk in. And they just look around and they tell you who they are.
Very good, yeah.
And they say, well, you've passed or you haven't passed or you're doing a good job or maybe you could do something there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I need that. I don't want to get sick.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to get sick.
It costs you too much money to get sick.
No, but I don't. I don't want to go into hospital. I don't want to have to isolate for 14 days.
Definitely.
Like
it's strange.
I go mad sitting at home
what
for
was
14 days.
Oh yeah, think of the amount of mattresses you might sell to the HSE for sitting in there. Have you? What was the? You've been in business a long time. So what would you say was the most similar thing to this COVID stuff that's going on now? Now obviously this is a pandemic. We haven't had one, but nothing to ever relate to it.
The common flu.
Right, but on a commercial level, basically making the business close down.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing in my memory that was ever like this, except the snow.
Right, the snow. Yeah.
Like when it snows in Ireland, everything stops.
100%. But we're all happy for it to snow, aren't we?
Well,
what is that beeping? Is that your phone?
That's my phone.
Oh, is it?
That's there, I think, yeah.
Oh, well, not brilliant.
No. It's their messages coming in tweets.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Get it out there and have a look, see what they say. What's your Twitter name? Obviously, it's just Mattress Mick. We'll have to we'll have to check that out there.
Yeah, no, I like Twitter. I use Twitter a lot. And I enjoy it and I get good reaction to some of my tweets.
Yeah.
I like to be again a little bit outrageous.
Right.
In some of the things I say.
Go on, educate us there.
Well, I put one up there recently about your man Ryan falling asleep.
Right. So this is the Green Party guy.
Yeah.
Falling asleep in it all.
Yeah. And I put a tweet up about that and it had over 250,000 impressions.
So what did you write?
Well, I'd have to really get the tweet
we'll check it out there, yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Giving him a bit of grief, were you? Offering him a mattress or something?
I offered him a free mattress and I said I'd deliver it to the Doyle.
Brilliant.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Then there was another one there recently about these super junior ministers. I asked the question, who are these people? I never heard this expression before. And it's getting good reaction on Twitter. It's just funny little things like that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I do it at night time. And then I wake up in the morning and see how many impressions or how many likes.
Brilliant.
It's exciting, It's like you getting out of bed. I've got a day
ahead
of me.
It's the buzz, let's do it.
Buzz, so something different.
It's weird the way I can't really, I just can't get on with Twitter. I just find it the sewer of the internet. I don't know why. It's just like if there's ever going to be hateful comments, maybe it's me now. I find them coming from Twitter Whereas Facebook is my playground now, and I feel like I get to know the people better there. And we
I don't do Facebook much at all myself.
Do you not? No. And is there a particular reason why?
I don't have the time.
Right, it's not that you're against it in any way, like.
No. Social media has been very good to me, and I'd never knock it.
Yes.
It really has been good.
Yeah.
And no, but I just don't have the time to do it all. You know.
Yeah.
I may get someone to try and do it for me.
But you know, like there's your superpower. You just being the man managing all the platforms, having the crack going around.
Yeah, but if I had the time.
Yeah. You need to delegate a few bits.
Yeah, I know, that's the trouble. I'm not a very good delegator.
Oh, I know.
I just feel I've more control. How do I put it? It's to do with trust as well, I think.
Right.
Like, I know over my years in business, I've had my people, I've been robbed, I've been made mistakes. So I think I do find it hard to let go. I actually do. But I have a good team around me now, and I trust the present team. But giving my Twitter to somebody else, I couldn't do. I like my Twitter.
I think it would come across.
Yeah, it would, yeah. My Twitter is me.
Yeah.
It's Mattress Mick Michael Flynn.
Yeah.
You know, and I think my Twitter fans or followers know this.
Yes.
I end each of my tweets with the word cheers.
Yeah.
And people notice this, you know.
Yeah.
They say, here's cheers. You know, like, it's just, again...
Is there any difference between Mattress Mick and Michael Flynn?
No.
That's it. Or all the one.
Same person.
Brilliant.
Same person. But Mattress Mick gives Michael Flynn the opportunity to put himself out there.
Yes.
Can you understand what I'm trying to...
100%, because you're not just another blatant mouthpiece online. You have a reason to be there. There's a purpose, like. Yeah, for sure.
The crack. But the main thing is to sell mattresses, to become the best mattress salesman or mattress store in the country. I promote Irish-made mattresses. I spend a lot of time researching my suppliers to make sure that they're making mattresses the way I want to sell them.
Brilliant.
Irish-made mattresses are, I would say, 95% of my display. I do have some imported ones.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. But I need them because they're not available in Ireland.
Right, very good, yeah. They've been requested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do promote. And some of the companies that I used before, when I liquidated, some of them are very good to me. You know, they support.
You're still using them now, are you?
And now they're getting the benefit. Now they see the
That's
result.
nice. It's nice that you're looking after them now.
And some of the guys who gave me a hard time over very small money are gone.
Yes.
And they can go and fuck off.
And they're probably gone altogether, yeah.
Yeah, well, I won't buy from them. They approach me, but no, you did not stand by me.
Yes.
You made my life hell.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Interesting.
But the guys who worked with me are the guys who are now benefiting.
Brilliant.
Big time.
That's good, you know.
Yeah.
So when is the mass expansion for Mattress Mick likely to happen, or is it work in progress? Or is
it's
it
work in progress. Like, we're opening a store in Waterford now next month.
Brilliant.
I'm talking to a guy in Cork. I want to go Limerick, Cork, Galway, Waterford. Well, Waterford's happening.
Yeah.
And then go up the north.
The west.
Up the
west
to
the north.
To the north.
Yeah, very good.
And I'd love to have one in the UK. I'd love one in London. I think London would be a bomb with the Irish.
You need to get one in the airport.
No, the people won't buy mattresses in the airport.
But it's not. You know, it's kind of like an authoritative thing, isn't it? Once you have a place in the airport.
Yeah, but not for mattresses.
Is it?
I wouldn't think so.
Right.
No, I mean, the people in the airport are flying by. You know.
Yeah.
Literally flying by. But no, they're in a hurry.
Yeah.
They'll buy a newspaper.
You know what you need to do? You need to get your signs on one of the walls as you come in.
That would be an idea.
Yeah.
But I'd have to pay for that.
That's not in your criteria yet. It's not in your genetic makeup.
I could park one of my cars outside in the car park, though.
Yes, you could, yeah.
Good, yeah.
Whereas I've a kind of different approach to stuff. I'm like, right, just do it. Just pay for it, measure what comes back, and then pay for it again.
No,
you know?
I'm different.
But that's better.
I'm different.
Yeah. Makes you go into the creative part of your brain.
Yeah, I can't. I'm always thinking of different ideas to try and get free publicity, free marketing, free whatever. And
give me some ideas. How could I push my brand now?
You'll have to pay me.
See, I always say it, right? And I'll tell the guys, the name is always good.
Yeah.
Right, the name is good. So Mattress Mick's brilliant. Then you've got the wacky hairdo. I'm looking at you out there with a handful of sovereigns on the pictures and all. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Plays to a T. And you know, I think Conor McGregor, a big part of him to grow as to grow as a superstar was the beard on a young man.
Yeah.
No young men had beards when he
Yeah.
came out, and then the name was Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And then my name's like Joe Doyle. 2 syllables.
Yeah.
You know, like, I need to do something. If I was starting again with my brand, I would probably try and give it a different name. I don't know what it would be, but then it wouldn't be me.
Then it wouldn't be you see.
And then I figured out that well, not that I figured, I'm still in the process, you know. It's always someone that has a decent name and some kind of wacky image, you know, or something that's memorable. And the only thing that's memorable about me is like the strongest fucking most common Dublin accent that you'll ever hear anybody talking about business about.
I don't think you have a Dublin accent.
That's a little bit, isn't it?
Well, a little bit, but like it's not a strong Dublin accent.
So, well, listen, this is the feedback I get. That fucker sounds like he'd be robbing your house rather than trying to buy it off you, know, all that sort of stuff. But I don't mind that.
Well, I'm from Pier Street. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a Dublin accent.
You sound a bit better spoken than me, you know? We let the people describe.
I think I have a cosmopolitan accent.
Yeah, that's what it is. All those places you'd be hanging about. But when I'm looking at what I don't have, and I'm like, no, Joe, relax. So then I come up. Remember I told you with did we speak about this? The Bank of Joe, or Joe's Investment Bank. So that's the opposite. So it's the most average name. So it's a guy setting up a bank, an average guy setting up a bank. Like, okay, that could work.
It could work, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I don't think what would you call it? Say, I don't think the Bank of Justin is a bit more of an upmarket name, or the Bank of Frederick. I don't think that would work
either. No,
but I think
Bank of Joe.
I think Joe has that. You know.
Well, the reason why I think that would work is like, okay, you're based in Dublin.
Yeah.
The same, like Mick is a Dublin name.
100%. Yeah.
You know, Joe is a Dublin name.
Yeah.
Pat is a Dublin name. You know, like Pat the baker.
Yes.
Joe the banker.
Yeah.
Mick the banker.
Yeah. Yeah, it works in certain things.
It does,
doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So, whereas I look at that stuff a lot. Like, I just look at the way people's names are and their brands, and sometimes they just grow in themselves. There was a beautiful picture on Twitter there actually last week. The physio was fixing, it was a football match, a Gaelic match or a hurling match. The physio was fixing the guy's finger. It was dislocated through a railings, right?
Really, yeah.
So the guy was outside and he's like that. But the physio's wife was standing next to him looking at, you know, and I just thought, there's a beautiful picture of like passion for the game.
Right.
The guy still wanted to go. Sure, the footballers are only happy to go off the minute something happens.
Yeah.
Your man has his hand through the railings, willingly put his hand through the railings, and the physio's fixing it, and the physio's wife is there to support him. And there was an explainer underneath as to how I knew it was, but I just thought that was a beautiful little bit of a caption of, you know, the love that people have for the Gaelic games.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to create that stuff where, you know, your thing is just throw loads of stuff at it.
Yeah.
And now you've found yourself, which is...
I have, yeah, but again, as we said earlier in the talk here, it was through the mistakes that I found myself. It was through the failures that I found myself. You know, one thing, I've never read a book in my life.
Never read a book? No?
Nope. And I hope to go to heaven without ever reading a book.
Do you listen to any audio?
No, I read the newspapers. I love newspapers. I absorb them. But I've never read a book. I'm terribly proud of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never drank a cup of tea.
Have you not?
Never.
Why?
And why would I want it? It's not going to improve my life.
You drink coffee?
Never.
Never?
No, sorry, I've tasted coffee, yeah. I've drank coffee once or twice, but I've never actually tasted tea.
Are you serious?
Swear to God, yeah.
Jesus.
That's nowhere near as mad as never reading a book.
I think it's worse.
No. Think of the knowledge that you're missing out on.
Yeah, you never had a cup of tea?
No, but think of all the senseless conversations that I avoided with people that I don't want to talk about over tea. Never drank tea.
Well, I haven't filled my brain up with a lot of shit out of books.
Okay, fair point. But the newspapers?
No, the newspapers I can be selective. You know, I don't think I'd have the patience to go to the end of the book without going to the end first.
Work your way back.
Yeah.
No harm with that, is it? You know?
Well, I've never done it. I've never read a book.
You know what I think you should do? You should definitely write a book without reading a book. That would definitely be a Guinness World Record if you don't have one already.
There's a musical been written about me at the moment.
Is there?
Yes.
Tell me.
I've been approached by two people. One quite semi-famous person,
right,
and the other a person,
right,
and they want to do a musical. Mattress Mick the musical.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That's savage.
So that's better
Will
than
you play yourself
No, I can't sing, but I will
Right.
make guest appearances.
as somebody else?
No, we do. We have a theatre and all organised.
Brilliant.
Well, I haven't.
Yeah,
They have.
that's their gig.
And
Yeah,
then COVID came along, the whole thing was suspended, but it's been reinvented again now.
brilliant.
And that's better than any book.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
You know?
do them all.
Do them all. Do a
them
book
all.
as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Right,
But I've had a film. I've had a musical.
You have the IFTA award. Yeah,
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's not bad.
yeah.
And I've
That's
never read a
good.
book.
Don't read one.
I'm not going to.
No.
You don't have a cup of tea.
I promise you I won't.
I can't believe you never had a cup of tea.
Yeah, I just never did, and just like no. And then because I never had a cup of tea, then I make it a point of never. You know, and then
You couldn't go back in that now. Sure, you couldn't.
Oh no, should I be an imposter then? Wouldn't I? People
Yeah,
would,
yeah.
people would unfollow me. They'd,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah. So you couldn't now. I suppose yeah, fair point not to read a book now at this stage.
I'm
But
not going to.
What if I said to you, right? And this is just an interesting thing, right? If I said to you, Mick, see that book? If you read those 3 chapters of that book, that's the missing piece. If you believe you're missing, or that's the key to getting to the next stage.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Because if someone said to me,
But I'm still not reading
Yeah.
the whole book.
okay, right,
You know, I might read the 3 chapters.
right, okay,
But I've been in 3 different books. I've been mentioned in 3 different books.
have you? You're nearly as popular as Donald Trump,
Ronald, what's his name? Roddy Doyle
right?
mentioned me in one of his books.
Brilliant.
Another guy, he had this thing called Humans of Dublin.
Yes,
Do you know of him?
it's a Facebook page, isn't it? Or it's a documentary thing. Yeah.
He did a thing about me.
Brilliant.
And he put me into his book.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a book as well. I didn't know that. I thought. I
Yeah,
just
he has
seen- yeah.
he wrote a book about all of the stories.
It's interesting that I seen
Yeah.
some of the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave him a very good interview a couple of years ago, and then he put me into the book, gave me a full page photograph, the whole lot.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, that's to it, isn't it?
I've been in an art gallery.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm on a wall, like hanging on a wall,
Painted or photograph?
painted
Brilliant.
as a cartoon.
Really?
Yes.
Who done that?
I don't know. A random person did it, and
Really?
he had it up in Grogan's pub up in South William Street.
That's brilliant.
It is a good achievement
Yeah.
to be hanging on the wall of Grogan's pub.
You know the Nuttall paintings?
Do what?
The Nuttall paintings.
Hmm.
You've seen these. They always like the guys look really suspicious in them. They're painted. They're kind of caricatures.
Oh
but
yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
That's what you need. Is
Yeah.
it Graham Nuttall? Graham Nuttall. That's he's the guy. Is it Graham? It's definitely Nuttall. Anyways, he's on my Facebook page. He's it's a picture of a guy stroking the cat, and it's all weird looking. Yeah, that's
Right.
what you need to be. That's the next one for you.
Yeah, anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, is
You could be on Sylvester Stallone's wall then, if they're buying Mattress Mick. Right. that's how what's one of his claims to fame is that a few Hollywood A-listers have his stuff,
very good.
But that's brilliant. It's good to hear all those little
Things.
little things. No, so how can I help you? What can we do? This is going out to our group here now. You've been very generous with your time. What can we do to help you?
Well, you can listen to what I'm after saying.
Oh, most definitely. Very valuable.
If you have any ideas how I can expand my business or grow my business, or if you want to buy my business, give us a call.
Okay.
Any ideas that you have about what I call guerrilla marketing, I would welcome.
Right.
Basically, that's it. And if you want to buy a new mattress, come and see me.
Right.
I'll give you a good deal.
Yeah, brilliant.
But it has to be an Irish-made mattress that you want to buy.
Yeah, fair point.
And I'll give you free delivery.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's a good deal. There was a successful campaign there. I was reading about it online. Somebody was doing these delivered mattresses, and you had up to 90 days to claim your money back. Did you hear them?
Yes.
They were a high-end product, and they were breaking down the science of the marketing campaign. You didn't watch that, did you? Can't remember the brand now.
No, it was a mattress called, I think, Sigma or something like
Yes, rings a bell.
that. But, I mean, giving a 90-day returns policy is madness. Like, if I just needed a mattress for 90 days or for a holiday, I get one of them, use it and give it back.
Right. There was some thinking behind this. It was a very successful campaign. The company made millions from it, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't understand that. We offer a customer, if they have a difficulty in deciding about a mattress, we say, right, give it your best shot. if you don't like it after 3 to 5 nights, I'll change it for you.
Right, very
But that
good.
was pre-COVID. I won't do it now.
Couldn't do it now, yeah.
No, not for until things start.
Yeah.
But people don't expect you to do it anyway now.
Yes.
But
Does anybody ever give you one back?
yeah, a couple of people.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm raging. We bought a mattress there a couple of weeks ago, and I got it off my usual supplier. The missus wanted to get some. I'm like, nah, if he's grand, get it here. He gets the mattress out. I don't want that mattress. I haven't got the heart to tell him. She doesn't like the mattress, so I had to buy a new one now.
Well, I think it mightn't be just a mattress that she doesn't like. It's the fact that you didn't listen to her.
It's 100% my fault. Yeah, exactly. Lesson learned.
That's a lesson.
Yeah.
So you should go and have a cup of tea.
No, lesson learned. You just need to know your pecking order, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you fucked up there.
100%.
Yes.
I fucked up on 2 counts because, look, yeah, I just need to know my pecking order. That's what it is. Now, fucked up on 3 counts. Number 1, getting the mattress out my man.
Yeah.
And not having the balls to tell him I'm back. Secondly, I should have got it for you, seems I was coming out here. Should have got it from you, at least. And thirdly, I didn't listen to herself. Yeah,
but I think the main problem is herself.
No, the problem was me not listening to her. Oh yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
just in case she sees when she watches the problems herself. Yeah, exactly. That's it, isn't it? That's the joys of it, Okay, Michael, you've been very generous with your time.
Bit of crack, isn't it?
That's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, thank you very much for asking me to talk. It means a lot. You're not Joe Duffy, or you're not
thankfully.
No, but the fact you're an entrepreneur, I think you're going to do very well going
my
forward.
Life mission, yeah.
I think you will.
Thank you.
You failed already.
That's done.
That's
that
done.
Box ticked,
That's out of the way.
Yeah.
I've had 2. You've only had 1. You still have to catch up with me.
Oh, fuck off. I'll let you win that one.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do them. But no, I think I don't give my time freely.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And when I met you first, respected the way you approached me. I thought it was very nice, very civilised, no pressure. And I just liked your style. I met you the other day here.
Yeah.
You took the time to come out. You WhatsApped me and whatever. Great. Well done. Son, thank you.
Brilliant. Appreciate
Okay.
that. Let me tell you one thing that I've learned that I think might be helpful to yourself. Now,
Okay.
it's not for me to preach anything to yourself.
Okay.
You're the man. I've been in school here, basically, right? See what you said, you don't let go of things. You control and all that.
Yes.
Guy told me something before, right? And it's like, if you break it down, there's only 3 tasks you can do in your business, right?
Okay.
And obviously you can break them down. There's a €10 task, a €100 task, and a €1,000 task. Now, this was life-changing for me. When I was like, jeez, that's amazing, because I would just keep going. €10 task, and I just have this broke down in a little story I tell myself. So, let's say a tenant moves out of a house and I need to get the house cleaned. I can get a cleaner to go down and they'll rock up there and they'll charge me approximately €10 an hour. Might even be 15, so what, right? And I leave them there and they do the job. And I look at it as, if I cleaned that house and I had to do all them, would that hurt my business? And it would, because the stuff I need to do wouldn't get done. So when she's there, let me just say she, but when the cleaner is there, if she notices that there's a radiator half hanging off the wall and it's leaking and it's no one's fault, no one done anything wrong, it's just, we need to get a plumber. Well, then I can jump into the van, throw the toolbox in the back and go down and fix the radiator. But if I spend all my time doing that, would that hurt my business? And I know it would. So I would expect to pay a plumber £100 per hour, thereabouts, to go down and fix that. So we've got the €10 an hour task and the €100 an hour task. And while we're in that house, let's just say we're looking to buy another house in the area. So I'm going to do a viewing on a house tomorrow. So if I sent either the cleaner or the plumber down to do either of those, there's a chance there that they will bid far more than what I will bid, or they'll bid on a property that's not mine. So that's a €1,000 per hour task. Okay. So I say to all my guys, try and do as many €1,000 per hour tasks as you can, and drop the €10 tasks purely for the sake of dropping them, because they're holding you back.
Yeah.
And I was at a property that we just got a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of my clients, they were kind of friends and they're clients now, and they pay me to teach them certain things. And one of the guys came along, so he's just walking around behind me, and the builders asked me questions, and I just says to the guy, Davey, whatever questions you have to ask me, the answer is yes, I'm going.
Right.
And he's like, what the fuck, you know? And that was Max that was with me said, no €10 tasks out you here, Joe, is there? I was like, definitely not, you know? And it took me a long time to get comfortable to say something like that to people.
Fair enough.
And I often tell people to do things, or not tell, but I ask them to do stuff of their own initiative, and my nerves to be gone, like, oh, what the fuck's he going to do? But most times, it's actually grand. It's just me standing in the way.
I agree with you. It's just me as well.
Because I think you're a household name, and I think you should be much bigger than what you already are for who you are. You know, the potential is there, you know. It's just, it's amazing. You know?
Yeah,
no one else has done what you've done.
No, I agree, and thank you. I'm just afraid, after having a couple of disasters.
Yeah.
Like, €20 to me is like, it's my €20.
Right.
I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to be taken from me. I don't know if you understand.
No, well, I'll tell you why I'm laughing when you say that, because I've got a philosophy: treat all money equally.
Yeah.
Regardless of denomination.
Yeah.
Just treat it all equally.
Yeah.
You know. So it's interesting that you're saying that.
I'm just afraid, like, I think it's a fear of something going wrong again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I could stand another failure. Right. Or a failing business. Mattress Mick, I want to just bring him right up.
Yeah.
To where I think he can go. To the moon.
Do you know Gary Vaynerchuk? Gary V.
No.
He's a good guy online, like, you'd like him. But he had a brilliant post, like, if you keep looking backwards, it's going to give you a pain in your neck.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, that's like,
that's a very good saying.
You know, or something as well, like, the reason why your rear view mirror is so much smaller than your windscreen is because you have to drive forward acknowledging what's behind you, not looking behind you, driving forward, you know.
Clever thoughts,
yeah, but these are you learn these from books and online stuff, you know. But you don't need books
also
nowadays.
learn by having a cup of tea with your friends.
Oh yeah, no, fair points, yeah. Look, Mick, we will leave it at that. Pure, I could fucking sit here and talk to you all
Let's
night.
give ourselves a round of applause,
We will, let's do it, man, yeah.